Hi! How's everybody doing? Let me get my audio situation figured out. Woo. Excuse me. Okay. How's everybody tonight? Ooh. Well, first off, cheers. Here's to another week almost finished. I know what I want to do. Hi, welcome. Oh, how do I say this? Capricious. Capo? Capro. I'm going with Capro for now. Let me know in chat if that's not cool with you. All right. How are you? How's it going? Oh, okay, let's see. have happening over here? I'm doing pretty well. I've got my wine. I'm about to start some wood burning. Got this heating up. There we go. Just trying to get one thing figured out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm arting. Oh, art gang. Yes, the art gang. I'm gonna art all of the art, guys. That's what we're gonna do here. Oh, let me pop out chat so I can talk to you guys a little easier. And we'll get started. Whew. All right, that's better. Much better. Okay. Cheers, guys. Folks. My non-gender specific folks. How about that? Yes, you should try it sometime. It's a lot easier than you would anticipate. I'm about to show you how friggin' easy this is. Like, I've said this before on these streams, but the word attempts is in the title for a reason. Did I lose music? Let's see. I might have lost my music. There we go. It's back! Alright, so I've been working on this coaster. I forgot I was gonna have this example shown for you guys. This is the graphic that I designed and that I'm using as my template for this coaster. There we go. I zoomed in a bit since my last wood burning session on this channel, so hopefully you should be able to get a better look at it this time. Well, the design drawn onto the wood is a little easier. I'm not the most artistically capable when it comes to drawing, but that's why you print out your design on paper, and then you use some nice carbon paper to trace it on. That makes the part a lot simpler. Now, if you're trying to come up with a design freehand, then you gotta figure out how to draw it first. But in this case, I took the design that I created on my computer, printed it out, and then just traced it. And I don't care whether or not somebody calls that cheating. If the end result works, then who cares? You should try it. Especially if people have been suggesting it to you and if it interests you. Yeah, work smarter, not harder, 100%. The only thing the biggest hindrance I'm gonna have with this piece is that my wood burning tool is not, I have a little bit of a frustrating connection at the tip here. This is not the most stable connection. So I have to kind of jostle it around every now and then to make sure I'm actually getting current running through to actually heat the metal. Pyromancer, I don't care if you think it's cheating. I don't see you over here burning wood with me. I decided to change it up, Matt. I wrote Burninating on here because, one, I thought that was fun. And two, otherwise we're just seeing a lot of the word pyrography and people thinking it's pornography. Not quite taking this channel in that direction yet. Not as such. Well, Rob, I've got wine. If you have a wood burning implement you would like to bring over to the house and wood burn with me, Pyromancer, please do so. There, you are invited. I did show the box that I did for Chase. I showed the box that I did for Chase on the last session of Alexis Attempts Art that I did here with Matt last week. I will show it again after I finish this coaster. I'm going to move on to my next project, which is to make a DM screen for my husband Chase to go with the dice box that I made for him. Now, I'm not a woodworker, so I didn't actually construct the box. I bought that. But what I did was I did a lot of, I did some wood burning. I did a wood burning design on it. I stained it a nice deep green, and I put some leather down on the tray that is on the top of the box so that he can roll his dice on it. And these are things for anyone that you guys aren't aware of. It's stuff for Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games. Yes, I'm gonna do a DM screen. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm speaking people's languages. Yeah, I've had 2 guests on Alexis Attempts Art so far. I had my sister, and I had Matt on. So I'm 100% open to arching with people. With others. Yes, I would love to just build towers and boxes and stuff like that and design on them, but sadly I have neither the proper tools for woodworking nor the income at my disposal at the moment to spend on such. One day we'll get our workshop up and working. Oh no! You're all the way in Maine. Oh hey, Pyromancer. If you don't have a wood burning implement, you can use a soldering iron. Hot tip. Got hair just everywhere here. Nah. With my sister, we did some painting. So it is something totally out of my element for that. We tried putting some paint on canvas. It was a thing we did. And when Matt showed up, I just wood burned, and he just sat and drank with me and chatted, and it was nice. All right, my music stopped again, I think. What's happening with Pretzel right now? I'm gonna reload Pretzel. All right, we'll go with this then. Bad idea to give it more heat right now. No, it's not. Let me know how my audio volumes are. Is the music too loud? As long as you guys can hear me with decent balance with the music, that's all I'm really worried about. I'll turn it down a touch. There we go. Okay. So yeah, anyway, I was saying so the next project after this is to make a DM screen. So I have some panels of wood that I'm going to be doing some wood burning on. I'm going to be staining them, and I'm going to be... I have to talk with Chase a little bit more about what exactly he wants. I might be trying to inlay some magnets into it, or, you know, put in some something that he can write on and then erase, like a whiteboard, or maybe just some... We've talked about a couple of different things, different ideas that he has, but once we solidify that and I finish getting all the materials for it, well, I can at least start on the wood prep. But yeah, and then hinging all the pieces together and all of that. So that is my next project on this channel. Yeah, magnets. Magnets when it comes to DM screens seem to be all the rage, and I can see why. But I am not very practiced at woodworking of any sort. I'm only somewhat practiced at burning the wood. Right. So instead of really a whiteboard or the notepad, Chase was thinking that it might be nice to have like a piece of either plexiglass or maybe a piece of, I don't know, some sort of surface other than whiteboard that we could lay into there. Either that, or it's just going to be a series of magnets that he can just pin stuff up onto. I have a couple of other ideas, but I'm not quite sure how those are going to pan out yet, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's also a possibility. Keeping it closed with magnets is also a possibility. Just in general, magnets are pretty cool, so. Matt, how are you recuperating from last night? It was a pretty intense session of our D&D campaign. Matt's a fantastic DM. And he put us through hell. It was super intense. It was incredibly intense. Oh, it was Ghost in the Machine, yes. It was the Ghost in the Machine. Well then, you better get on that, Salty. You still have half that episode to watch. I'm just kidding. Watch it after this. Alright. Since you asked, I will not spoil. I can't make any promises for Matt, though, because he doesn't believe in spoiler warnings. Aside from things like probably this past episode and like very recent occurrences. Yeah. We're working on trying to figure out how to get around that 1080 issue. Twitch just decides on their own whether or not to enable encoding, or transcoding on your stream. Taking care of the baby is important work. How old is said baby? If you don't mind my asking. Oh, I know who I'm talking to now, I think. Okay. It's like it's one of two people. I didn't want to out anybody's name on here, though. I accidentally did that once already. Let me just have more wine and avoid it. That'll help. Okay. Well, hi, Rachel. Thank you for joining me tonight, Rachel. This is nice. And you should 100% get into some wood burning. Oh, nice. Awesome. I didn't know that you two would play together. Oh, so cool. So Matt and Rachel have played a little D&D together over the internet. Very cool. Very awesome. Rachel, what kind of blood hunter did you play? Ooh, Under Dark Clouds just sounds like my thing. If you hadn't noticed by the overlay I made for this show. Oh my god, an anthropomorphic bat! You're blowing my mind. This is everything I need in my life. Just playing an anthropomorphic bat blood hunter. Amazing. Amazing. You, of course, have to go Lycan Blood Hunter at that point, right? Nice. That makes sense, changing the Aarakocra to it, just flavoring it a little. Yeah, that makes sense. So cool. I just love everything about that. Oh, I just played an anthropomorphic bat Lycan blood hunter. No big deal. Oh no! Your name is Betty. The logic is erratic. Toys in the attic. Oh no. Okay, so yet again I have to go watch Ferngully. Because it's all I can think of now. Oh no, amnesia! What a tragic backstory. Alright, so you know that now you obviously have to play the child of that poor man who was experimented on and turned into a large anthropomorphic bat. Because you just gave a character a backstory. That kid now has to go find their father. Figure out what happened to their father. And of course, kill the scientists. We are all connected. It's the circle of life. Or the circle of D&D. The circle of RPGs. Oh man, I was on such a roll. There we go. So Rachel, one thing you need to know if you ever do a little wood burning, see how I have this fan here? I have it set to blow this way. So it's taking the smoke away from what I'm working on so it doesn't get in my eyes. I'm no professional, but I've learned a few things along the way. Oh no, it kicked you out, Rachel. I'm glad you're back. What did you miss? You missed me singing The Circle of Life, The Circle of RPGs, and I was telling you that I have this fan here because I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but as I'm burning, it creates some smoke. And so I have the fan pointed to take the smoke away from what I'm working on, so it doesn't instead waft up into my eyes. Also, I was saying, you now have backstory for a brand new character. You have to play the kid that grows up and has to go find their father. And of course, like hunt down all those scientists that turned their father into a bat. A Batman. A Batman. Yeah, class I guess would depend a bit. On however you envisioned that family and that kid and what kind of skills that kid might have. But you could always go warlock. Make a pact to get the power that you need to go find your father. There's also barbarian, of course. You just rage whenever you think about all the years you lived fatherless because of some asshat scientist. That's right, the daddy issues. Or you could go more of the intellectual route, find your way in. Play like a mastermind rogue or something like that. Do more of the investigative. You know, follow the trail, see where it leads. infiltrate an organization to find out who's responsible. I don't know, I'm just spitballing nonsense at this point. Oh no! So, oh no. That's amazing. Oh, that's epic. I'm so jealous that I wasn't there for that. It sounds so epic. Nice. I'd appreciate that. Hey Wonky, how's it going? It is coming along. Yeah, I'm happy. Not bad for my first attempt on this guy. Thank you. The first time I glanced up, I hadn't seen the nicely. Thank you. I'm glad too, Rachel. Matt and I are the sorts of people who can really appreciate that amazing, amazing, dark wonderfulness. The reveal sounds just epic. Nice. I get that impression playing with him on Saturday. And I'm good with dark. Awesome. Yeah, my username in there is the same as it is on here, so. The one that you see on the screen. Yeah. I'm super imaginative that way. Wine break. Oh no. Everything's falling over. Put that over there. Out of my way. Oh my gosh. It's always great when you think about the aesthetics of a character who's slight or short and then just wielding this massive weapon. It's a great mental image. Just a touch. So I can look up a little easier. Let's see chat. Oh, cool. That's pretty great. What effectively were, I think, minions. Yeah. Right? That was the 4th ed term, minions. Matt will tell me. I just love one-shotting a bunch of things. I love doing that as my monk character. Just... yeah, minions. I mean, not all 4th ed concepts were trash. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather play 5th ed over 4th ed in a heartbeat. For various reasons. But not all of the ideas presented in 4th ed are trash. The idea of just one-shotting a ton, just, especially as a monk, pop, 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 just demolishing everything around you. Whereas like a barbarian, just whack-a-moling. It's pretty, it feels pretty awesome. Oh man! Rachel the Beast. So you wouldn't know it by how this stream has gone so far. But there are 2 cats in this house. And usually whenever I'm doing something like this, at least one of them is all up in my business. And it makes it incredibly difficult to focus on what I'm trying to do. But I think that the cats are weirded out by the fact that I'm sitting alone talking to nothing in a room. Because they have not shown up on the stream. I'm really surprised. One of these days I'm sure that they'll get used to it and just won't let me work. That day is not today so far. I'm almost disappointed. Like, at least I can get internet points for having cats on the stream, you know? But they're like, nope. No, now that there are people watching, I'm not gonna be up in your business. But, on the plus side, I don't have a cat up in my business with a hot wood burning implement. So, it's better for the cat. Well, the background's all right for now. I want to get it a little bit more even. Nope. I'm not feeling this right now. I'm going to skip through some stuff. Sure, why not? We'll go with this. Oh, okay, so I'm in 2 bands at the moment. One is a progressive rock band called Blue Tail. We play progressive rock. Most of that is, we've been working on an original album, and it's all recorded. We have our guitarist and bassist have been basically teaching themselves how to mix and master audio in order to basically produce. They taught themselves the entire process of recording and mixing and mastering, basically producing an album. Turned our guitarist's house 2 of the rooms into the studio and the recording booth. And we have 1 song that's fully out there and released. I should put a link to that somewhere. I'll put it in the, remind me, I'll put it in the variant roles. I'll put it in the Discord there. The other one is called 5184. It's a Van Halen tribute band. And, well, depending on who you ask, it's a tribute or a cover band. We're saying it's a tribute band. And I do some backup vocals and some keyboard for them. And I really just started with them less than a month ago. And we have a gig tomorrow, so I'm gonna be out playing with them tomorrow night. But in case it wasn't clear, we play all kinds of songs by Van Halen. Thank you. Yeah. It'll be our first gig together. I'm excited and nervous. Turn this down, it's a little too hot. Alright. And this is where I'm gonna like screw up royally, I think. Thank you. Oh, and I didn't say it, but I sing for Bluetail. Still too hot. Okay. Sorry, I just kind of put my head up in there, didn't I? I have a tendency to do that. Well, thank you. I appreciate your interest, Rachel. It's very sweet. And thank you for the encouragement. No, this is not working out for me, is it? Nope. Not going in my favor. Not as such. Why do I have such tiny words? Yes, do what you love. 100%. Live your best life. It's not all that easy to do in this day and age because, you know, what we love doesn't always pay us enough to put a roof over our heads and food on our tables. But, you know, we got to do what we can, right? Speaking of earning us money and putting food on the table, you go tend to those customers, Rachel. I really do not have a great tip for detail work, as it were. I'm going to try a different one, I think, because this isn't panning out for me very well. Switch to the larger letters, and then I'll come back to these. I need some more lively music. I'm just gonna like keep changing the music on you guys. It's all good. Sure, this works. No, I lied. I'm so indecisive right now. Here we go. Better. It's all good. You don't need to apologize, Rachel. I'm just happy you're here at all. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just gonna be here burning wood and drinking wine anyway, so. This is not cooperating with me, guys. Oh no. I'll take some liberties with how this letter looks. Try to salvage it. Sometimes you just have to laugh at what you create. Sometimes there's just not much else to do about it. Yeah, you know, I like to live on the edge apparently, Rachel. Drink my wine and hold a very hot, dangerous implement in my hand while I'm drinking alcohol. Seems smart. Could be committing arson. Yep, that's a thing. The nice thing is, even if what I create is trash, which this is, I wouldn't say is trash. I'm not doing the greatest job on these letters. However, I'm having a decent time. And the smell of wood burning is pretty great. I've said it on this channel before, but I quite enjoy it. In fact, there was a whole joke last time about, or not last time, but on one of these streams, there was a whole running gag about how I was just gonna burn down the whole house just to smell the smell of wood burning. Just to feed the addiction. It went off the rails. You guys in chat are fun. I like hanging out here. It is. It's such a good smell. Seriously, Rachel, you need to start wood burning. It just happened. There we go. I guess I've never needed to actually commit arson to make myself feel better. The wine has helped enough so far. That and the cat snuggles. Yeah. Well, the nice thing is now depending on what your range, your price range is, different wood burning tools have a little dial on them. What's a good way to show this? Is that still hot? So this is the one that I have. Nope, that's not gonna be on there. I'll do it this way. This is the one that I have. So it's got this handy little dial. You can turn the heat up or down as you need it or as you want it. And if you're patient, which I'm not always patient when I'm doing this. Yeah. It's the cord. It's plugged in. It's long story short. It has a dial on the front. Some of them will have a dial where you can turn the heat up or down. And if you have one that can do that, and you're patient, you can just turn the heat down and burn very slowly and make slow and steady, more precise progress. Now, might that be the smarter way for me to do this kind of thing? Sure, but like I said, I lack the patience sometimes. But that's safer if you're more afraid of like things catching fire. The risk of that is actually pretty low, of things catching fire, even when you have the heat turned up higher. But you know, there are precautions that you can take, and that's one of them. You can also just have, you know, a fire extinguisher handy. Don't wear clothing with, you know, sleeves. Things like that can make you feel a little safer. I don't feel like those are actually all that necessary. Wood burning is not quite as dangerous as you would think, so long as you're being careful. Oh man, this is just a murder scene over here, isn't it? It's a crime. What I've made is a crime. Yeah. believe that I heard activity upstairs. Our beloved husband is home. You heard me. You're a part of this now. Yes, you are. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Well,
You want to come say hi?
I am. Try not to trip over anything.
I just told our lovely viewers at home that our beloved husband was home.
Oh.
Referring to you.
I'm beloved.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hi.
Hello. How's the lively chat going?
Going pretty well.
Rachel Huckman.
You?
Alright, well, I'm gonna go get started on some chicken.
Matt's been in chat. So have Pyromancer and Wonky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Coaster's looking good.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm kind of massacring a couple of these letters, but I'm gonna switch to one of my different tool ends
Looks
tips
Yeah.
so that I can get a little bit more detailed work. I don't really have the best implement for this.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have to sand over on these to try to clean it up a little bit.
Still looking good.
Sanding the wood is like erasing. It doesn't work perfectly, but at least it helps you get some of your mistakes out of there.
Yes, Rachel, it's going to be lemon ginger chicken with, I think, salad. Should be delightful.
I'm excited.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
I will. If you want to come down and hang, you can.
Yeah, maybe once I get everything cooking.
I've got more wine. You were worried I wasn't going to finish this.
I'll drink some ambrosia.
Stop it. Rachel, if you're ever in town in the Chicagoland area, just let us know. Also, if you're going to Gen Con, I don't know if you're going to Gen Con or not. I know a decent amount of the VR crew is. I have plenty of other things, not just wine. I can do a lot. I've got a variety, a very well-stocked bar shelf, and I also make very delicious mocktails. Have you ever tried to do an infusion with your vodka? If you like fruity, like sweet vodka, you should try infusing your vodka sometime. Just buy decent vodka, and then I don't have like any particular recipe that I can recommend right now, but you can just basically add things to your vodka and let it sit. And depending on what you're trying to infuse the flavor of into, the flavor of whatever, like, if, you know, strawberries or whatever, or a vanilla bean. If you're trying to make like vanilla vodka, just put a vanilla bean in there, split it down the center potentially. I don't know. I'm speaking basically from general understanding of the concept, not from actual practice. But yeah, oh yeah, Skittles. So my roommates and I did that once. Yeah, back when we were in our dorm. That was we separated the Skittles out into separate colors and we made rainbow vodka. We had a rainbow party and it was great. It was epic. But yeah, you can do it with Skittles or you can do it with like fruit or vanilla beans or whatever you want your vodka to taste like. You don't have to do it with vodka, but since vodka was your spirit of choice there. The other thing that you can do is making simple syrup is really, really easy, and making flavored simple syrups is also very easy. So you just bring equal parts sugar and water, so like 1 cup to 1 cup, to a boil, and you just let the sugar dissolve. You boil it for a little while, and then let it cool. And while it's cooling, if you can either leave it plain, just so it's sweet, so you can sweeten your drinks, or you can add like some orange peel to it, or muddle up some strawberries and throw that in there. Whatever you want your simple syrup to taste like, just put that stuff in there while the simple syrup is cooling, and then you strain it all out into a jar. You put that in the fridge. You just have it on hand. Pretty great. Simple syrup is really great if you like iced coffee, but you also like to put, you don't like your iced coffee without sugar. It's great for making cocktails. It's a good thing, and it's not that hard to make. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I also love mixing drinks. You, me, and Kyle, we can chat about mixing drinks all the time. Anytime you want. I'm down for that. I do quite enjoy it. Well, I mean, you can also make really nice mocktails. You can make cocktails that are made with not so strong liquors. You can use liqueurs instead. Some appliances turned on upstairs. I hope that didn't come across in the stream. Yeah, mocktails are great. And simple syrup is great for making mocktails too. Like, it doesn't have to have alcohol in it to be good. I just happen to have an appreciation of a variety of different alcohols. And yeah, the whole actual process of getting drunk, I can understand where that would make somebody uncomfortable. There's some risk associated with that, to be sure. Especially if you're not comfortable with the sensation of, you know, not having 100% control of your faculties and all that. Okay. I'm going to switch the tips on this and try to salvage some of these letters. Oh, we're gonna see how it works. Oh boy. Good luck, God bless, right? I have these nifty little tongs, so I don't have to actually handle the hot implement. I can only handle the cool implement. That way I don't have to wait for the whole thing to cool down to switch. Oh, there's a cat. There's a cat under the table. Hi, Sasha. Sasha, do you want to come say hi? Turning this off. Sasha, do you want to come say hi? Come here, you. Nope, she's just gonna sit under the table. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Wait for this to heat up. See what I'm talking about, Rachel? Like, it's not actually all that dangerous. You can actually use a wood burning implement on paper without the paper catching on fire, if you are careful. Slightly again. Come on. Please cooperate with me. Not so much. Great. This is just not wanting to cooperate with me. There we go. Hey, we're in business. Sometimes I do. I haven't decided if I'm going to stain this one yet or not. I think what I might do is try to do some shading in the cog and then around the eye where like that yellow part is supposed to be. And then that gold. I think what I might do after that is mix up some red stain to try to give the eye a little color. But I don't know yet. When I made Chase's DM box, I definitely did stain the wood. And when I make his DM screen, did I say DM box? His dice box. When I make his DM screen, I will be also dyeing that a nice dark green. Yeah, I want to seal it at the end just to make sure that it doesn't fade and that the wood doesn't warp when condensation gets on it. So yeah, I will definitely be sealing it at the end. It's not that it isn't food safe, it's that the condensation from a glass could seep into the wood and that could cause it to warp. You know, so that's what happens in the life of a coaster. It collects a lot of condensation. So that your table doesn't. Right, that makes sense. People put food here and then you immediately get concerned about whether or not it's safe for the food to be there. And that's completely reasonable. Oh, I just realized my microphone is not pointed at me at all. That is hopefully better. Can you hear me better now? Is this better? Just a bit more. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. We must have gotten moved since my last session a little bit. This is my least favorite tip to work with. It is quite finicky for me. cooperate, please? Keep this in mind. Let's see. Up here. Too hot. Oh boy. Glad to have you back again, Rachel. Thinking I kind of want to try to zoom in on this for you guys, but I don't know. What do you want? What do you think? You want me to try to take a minute to try to zoom this in so you can get more detail? Or do you think it's okay as is? I think I'll try. How was that? Is that a little better? not sure how much more I can zoom in with it still looking decent, but I think that's a little better. Nope, now I gotta get this back. Oh, good. Good, good. There's pros and cons to you being able to make out the letters better now. You can see how I've kind of messed them up now a little bit better. This. Yeah. They're not all quite as dark as they're not uniform in their in how dark they are or how thick they are yet. That's for sure. Some of that might be a little bit the lighting, but I think part of that is, I think a lot of it is just what they look like right now. Kind of working with what I've got for, in terms of wood burning implements. And for this type of lettering, considering I'm not very skilled, this is as good as I'm gonna get. Doing the best with these tips that I own, so. Start to salvage up here. Expert's a strong word, Rachel. I'm definitely no expert. It's not my first wood burning project though, so I have learned a few things. I would put myself firmly into the amateur category. I've learned some rookie mistakes. I've learned from some rookie mistakes, I should say. Yeah. And classes can be so hit or miss because you're never sure if your instructor is going to really cater to your particular learning style. Plus a whole mess of other variables that we don't need to get into here and now. But probably just up in a rant. And we all have enough negativity in our lives. I would rather not devolve into a rant right this moment. Well, they certainly are letters. There are words here. At least we can definitively say that. I didn't screw them up so badly that they're just amorphous shapes. They actually are letters. How much longer should I do this? I'm forgetting to drink my wine. Tell you what. I'm going to sand it down a little bit and see if I can clean up some of this, some of these areas and see what we're looking at. With some sandpaper. Okay. Woo! Oh my. It's a little cleaner. It's not really as clean as I would like. Oh, that's not level at all. Nope, not as such. That's crooked, Alexis. Sure is crooked. See what we're working with here a little bit more. So I do need to clean these letters up some more. And then I need to get working on the shading of this cog. And figure out what I'm doing with the eye, if I'm going to stain it or not. Decisions to make, folks. And I feel like the best order of operations is to clean up the letters before I start doing some shading in the cog area. But I don't have the patience required for fixing these letters yet. So I think what I'm gonna do, in classic Alexis lack of patience, is start a little bit of shading just in the areas that don't affect the letters, just to see how that looks. It could be a mistake, but I'm making it. This is the first coaster. I'll make others after this. Probably not on the stream because that gets a little repetitive. But, you know, there will be other coasters. This is just the first one. This is my learning journey, and you're on it with me. Well, in about 20 minutes, Rachel, I don't think that I'll be streaming really anymore, so I'm going to shut this down at 8, my time. You are here for me. You are here with me on this journey. That's for sure, Rachel. Yes. Good old Holy Grail. So shading is something that I'm not quite practiced at yet. I've done a little bit. But this is one of those projects that's going to help me get a little bit better. And it sure does require some patience. Can you even see that detail? I'm going to have to get the white balance figured out so that you can see the detail of the shading on this a little bit better. I'm still gonna figure out these camera settings. It's on my to-do list. Yeah. They're tricksy little things, aren't they, these cameras? Interesting. Right. You're trying to learn that technical stuff in high school. And then, of course, in the 8 years since then, of course, it's completely different now. Whatever you learned in high school, Rachel, like there's all new stuff now. It's all different. It's like, okay, great, that's tech from 8 years ago. It might as well be from 8 centuries ago. actually put some heat out, please? I want to shade, and you're not helping me. Come on. Oh, cool. What kind of band was your dad in, Rachel? Was/is. May not currently be in it. I don't know. Nice. Very cool. Oh, I just remembered. Yeah, life tends to do that, make you too busy for the things that you love, you know? I forgot to mention, the band that I'm in, Bluetail, the one that does a lot of the original and the progressive rock, so our guitarist teaches guitar lessons, and he's opened his own basically guitar academy, and he has been putting on a recital for his students. He's done 2 of them so far. But the way that he went about doing that, it's not just any old recital. He booked a very sizable venue with a great stage that has booked significantly named bands before, and just booked the whole thing, had us be the backing band for all of his guitar students, and rocked out twice now. We're going to be doing that again in May. It's a blast. His students are so talented, and they pick such awesome music. And I am telling you, each iterative, each recital, there are songs on there that seriously, they put me through the ringer. They test me, they challenge. Like, I have had so much growth in this last year of doing these recitals with him. It's crazy. Just because these kids are picking songs that, you know, we never would have necessarily picked for ourselves to cover. Songs that I wouldn't originally think, yeah, let me try to sing this publicly. So it's been very rewarding. The kids, not just kids, he has adult students too. These students are so much fun to play with. They put so much time and energy into you know, honing this skill, this craft of theirs, and you know, like I said, I've gotten a lot of growth out of it too. It's not just the joy that I get to just be on stage and play with these students and see their faces just light up when they, you know, nail a riff, or see the way the audience, like the crowd reacts. I'm also really growing as a vocalist, you know, and if you ever stop, that's the problem. Yeah. Show choir, huh? Nice. What kind of music did you guys sing? God, I've been in so many choirs I can't even count anymore. I was in like every choir that I could get my hands on. Okay, I do have to turn the heat up. This is excruciating. Throw in that thriller. More power to you, Rachel. You kick those customers out if you have to. Gotta love that. Listen, I have to close this down at this time. Okay, we're gonna still just be here. Thanks. She's really helping me enjoy my job, aren't ya? Yeah, great. There's a little shading on that. There we go. Right. Same thing in a restaurant, really. It's like, okay, we close at 9. I can't tell you how many times people have taken that as, yeah, I get to walk in at 9 and then sit down and order food, right? Thankfully, that's not my industry at the moment. There have been a lot of nights like that. Okay. Bye, Rachel. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye. It's a pleasure, Rachel. Come back anytime. Okay. Give this another 10 minutes, I think. I guess you can sort of see the detail here. There's a little shading happening. hearing things happening upstairs. I'm pretty sure it doesn't pick up. I'm pretty sure the mic isn't picking it up, but I'm hearing some racket. Give it some depth in here too. That's for sure. There we go. That's nice. I'm seeing some divots in here that are a little frustrating, but I guess in the long run, I guess what they'll do is just add a little character, right? That flaws their character. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is just make sure the lightest part of the cog is slightly burned. Has just a nice golden sort of tint. And then, if I decide that I need light to shine on certain areas to make it look more metallic, more reflective in that way, you can always take a little sandpaper to it in those spots. But if I make sure everything has just a nice kind of golden tinge to it from the burning, that's what I'm looking for here. And then shading in the areas around the edges to give some depth. At least that's the idea. We'll see how it actually plays out based on my abilities and what I'm working with here. But I just wanted to get a little bit of that done to get the idea of what this will look like when I get that portion completed. And I think that's a decent enough start. And my wine is empty. My glass of wine is empty. It is 8 o'clock my time. We've got a little jazzy tune playing. So I think this is a good place to call it, guys, folks. Here it is. That's how it's looking. I might be back a little bit tomorrow, but otherwise, I think the Thursday thing is going to be working for me here. So, if you like what you're seeing, if you like hanging out and chatting, having a little wine with me, doesn't always have to be wine, but you know, it's what it is lately. Come back. I should be. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be back here around the same time on Thursday next week. I didn't say this at the beginning, but if you're not familiar with what we do and all that, we try to help out at, we endorse a charity called Animal Helper. They are a 501c3. They are out in New Orleans. They help a lot of animals that are in need out there, and they've rescued a lot of animals recently from an animal hoarder, and they have been needing to pay a lot of vet bills, buy a lot of food for those animals, and take care of them. They need homes. They need some fostering if you can't give them a forever home and you're down in that area. They will adopt out to the entire contiguous 48 states. Get in touch with them. If you can't do anything else, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, wherever social medias that you tend to habitate, and just share their posts if you can't do anything else. Otherwise, you can always reach out to them to donate directly or select them as your charity of choice for Amazon Prime. That's my piece. I'm sticking with it. And pay attention to everything else that we've got going on in Dice Priority. We have a Discord. Please join that if you are interested in seeing what else we are up to. And follow, subscribe if you want to help us create more content. This kind of stuff, just better content in general. Anyway, I will see you all later. Have a good night, folks.